Hey guys, we are working on practice sheet 13. I have my formula chart pulled up, as you can tell, because we have an area of a composite figure, okay? So I'm going to just help you get started. Hopefully we know we separate our shapes. Okay, so we put our numbers, 6, 8, and then we have a semicircle and we have a 10 here. So your job is to remember what that is. So when it goes oh, that's pitiful. When it goes all the way down, not much better, that's our diameter. So this is a diameter. This is the diameter. So I already know my formula for area of a circle. Area, circle, A equals pi r squared. We put our numbers in, right? I have pi, that's going to go in parentheses. This variable is going to go in parentheses, and I'm going to square it. Okay? So pi is, we all know, 3.14. If I don't, I look on my formula chart, and it's at the bottom, fourth from the bottom, I believe. Now, I don't put 10 here, because this is asking for radius. So the radius is half. It goes to the middle. So our radius is 5. Okay? So your job, of course, is to finish multiplying that. But remember, this would be for a whole circle. So we need half. So whatever you get, you divide by 2. And then you're going to add it to whatever you get for the area of this triangle. So make sure you write this formula over here. I'm not going to do that for you. We've been doing triangles for a while now. Okay? So let's look at number... Whoops, I'm moving the wrong thing. Let's put this back up where it was. Let's see. So this is what we started last week, okay? Not last week. We did this one 2-3 weeks ago. This one said Kayla. This should say Kayla is a nurse. I'll fix that. Whose gross pay is $6,200 a month. If 18% is deducted from her check for income taxes and medical premiums, how much will her net income be? So, deducted. That means it's coming out of the paycheck. Okay? Pen is not wanting to work very well. So remember, we don't get to keep all this. This is our gross pay. This is before we take out taxes. So most of you remember we need to change this percent to a decimal and we multiply it, right? So I'm going to let you change that to a decimal. Okay? Whatever we get here, guys, we are going to subtract that from 6,200, and I'm just going to go on and put like this, just in case we have the decimal here, okay? Please, please, please line up those decimals when we add and subtract, okay? Number 3, I'm going to let y'all do this, but I will say, hopefully we know plus goes right. If I have these different ones, it's going to go minus. And so I just can't write with this pen today. I'll just give you a hint that these are different. Okay. Number 4. I really needed to give y'all more room on this problem. Roger's department store buys running shoes for a cost of $120 a pair. If the store sells them for a cost of $198, what is the percent markup? So I want us to make sure we are practicing this, okay? This is a percent. Percent what? Percent markup. I don't have the percent, so we use our backup method. Our of, remember that's our TWO, our total whole original, okay? So we know a couple of things, okay? I'm going to move this over here because there is some room here where you can cross multiply. We know the 100, and we know the total whole or original, which is what this is. This is $120 to the store. That is the original price, okay? Up here, we figure out how much it was marked up by. Okay, so we've changed it to 198, and it was 120. That means $78. It increased by $78. Okay, so right here I cannot cross any zeros, but I will tell you before you divide on the next step, you can cross zeros. Okay. Number 5, I'm going to let you do this. Just make sure you count over the spaces on this. I will also tell you this is a triangle problem, right? Because this is multiply. Okay, this is what we learned this past week. Mary took out a loan for $3,700 at a simple interest. There's the key word right there. Rate of 6%. If she pays the loan off in full at the end of 3 years, how much will she pay in all? So in all is like total. That means somewhere I have to add. Okay, I put all. Add. Okay. So when you see simple interest, it is pretty much the same, guys. It's change the percent to a decimal and multiply, but we do have a special formula for it, okay? So on here, simple interest, I party, right there. I equals PRT, okay? Okay, so I'm going to help you out. I have 3 variables, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 parentheses, just like we do with our formulas. The loan is our principal. That's the amount of money that I deposit or I take out for a loan or I invest, okay? Where I need the R, well, that's this, right? The rate is 6%, except I know that I have to change it to a decimal. Hopefully that is living in your head at this point, 0.06%. And we're paying it off in 3 years, okay? So 3,700 times 0.06. I want to make sure that when you transfer this, you don't put 0.6. That's not right, okay? So you're going to multiply this, and then you take that and multiply by 3. In your last step, because it says in all, is, guys, you need to add. Don't forget that, okay? Sometimes the questions ask for the interest, and sometimes it asks for in all. If it's in all, we need to add. Okay. Circumference, guys, I'm not doing that for you at this point. All I need you to make sure you know is this is the radius. Do not use the area formula. Don't use the area formula. Okay? Number 8. I'm going to give you a big old hint. We haven't done this in a while. So number 1, every number we know is rational. Every number we know is rational. So there's one of your answers, right? Every number except for pi. Okay? So all the numbers we know are rational. So when you look at this, it's rational. And then we also know integers start with our negatives. Okay? Natural starts with 1. Whole starts with 0. Then 1, 2, 3. Integers start in the negatives. Okay? So we get our negatives there, but not negative decimals or fractions. Those will be here. Okay. Number 9, solve for x. This is a cross multiplication problem. This is just practice for you. Multiply those 2 numbers, put it here, put it here, then divide both sides by 15. Okay? And because we just don't want to forget how to multiply fractions, we are going to do number 10. Okay. So when we're multiplying, remember we do Texas. Okay. I'm going to do the first one. You'll do the second part. 3 times 6, 18. 18 plus 2, 20 over 3. You do this one, and I'll tell you, these two numbers will have a relationship. Oh, and I can actually tell these two numbers will have a relationship. You should have a whole number answer. That's what I will tell you. You won't even have to make it mixed. Your answer will be a whole number if you do it correctly.